Furthermore, Saturn, from its location, is making a strong aspect to Jupiter and the Sun in your chart. Saturn happens to be a Marika planet for Leo rising, and by Marika we mean a planet which generally can cause some trouble or some delays or setbacks to the fulfillment of certain kinds of desires, but specifically it can give some kinds of health problems intermittently throughout life. Specifically, and I don't mean to jump ahead too much here, but specifically during the major planetary period of the Sun, which is your ascendant ruler, and which is going to operate between 2001 and 2007. During the Sun's major period, there is some susceptibility to illness, and it can have to do also with the liver, and by extension the liver and the pancreas, as well as the gallbladder. And this could, give perhaps some susceptibility to, say, liver diseases such as hepatitis and or hypoglycemia or diabetes, for example. Now, I don't want to frighten you here, but these are some vulnerabilities. These are some potentialities. And of course, if you have regular health checkups and you observe, proper, dietary and health guidelines, then you're going to be able to avoid most of this. But it is an Arishta yoga. Arishta means that there is a potential for setback when the ascendant ruler has to do with the body and the physical constitution, when it is in the 8th house, and furthermore it is aspected or comes under the planetary influence of the Lord of the 6th, which happens to be Saturn in your chart. Now, 6th and 8th house influences on the Lord of the Ascendant is what gives you the middle term of longevity, and also which tells us that you need to be careful about your health, particularly during the dasha of the Sun, from the age of 26 to the age of 32, and then again to a lesser degree during the dasha of the Moon from 32 to 42. I would say that for the most part, in the middle age of your life and then the latter parts of your life, your health is pretty good. Whereas, in your late 20s or early to late 30s, there is more vulnerability to health problems. So I would advise that you regulate your eating habits with proper exercise. If you're traveling to India, make sure that you are very careful about what kinds of food or what kinds of water that you put into your body. I have personally known some devotees who have gone to India and who contacted hepatitis is a difficult one. Jaundice is another one, which are liver-related diseases, and it seems that if you get disease of the liver, it seems to haunt you, for the rest of your life. So I mention this because the 8th house, which has to do with longevity, the 8th house and the 1st house are both vital so far as one's term of longevity is concerned. So the 8th house and the ascendant ruler, come under some affliction. So you need to be careful about liver-related illnesses. Also, according to Ayurveda, exacerbation of pitta is another one. And pitta, of course, causes a person to give way to temperamental outbursts or anger, to also be restless, and to, when pitta is aggravated in the chart, sometimes a person has a hard time going inward or finding peace within himself or settling down and, settling into his sadhana. So perhaps pitta and to a degree kapha seems to be somewhat imbalanced, at least from the Ayurvedic point of view. It'd be good to see a good Ayurvedic doctor, because there are many very helpful tonics that you can take, and also various kinds of Ayurvedic medications that can be taken to balance the doshas properly. So I believe that Pitta on the one hand and then Kapha on the other hand are potential areas of possible imbalance in your case. So apart from that, so far we've talked about planets contributing to the lifelong dedication to devotional service and bhakti yoga, the exalted ninth lord, and making a strong aspect to the lord of the house of career, which is Venus. It gives a very strong dedication to one's guru and the disciplic succession, parampara, specifically to Vaishnava devotion, because Venus is a Vaishnava planet. Mercury is a Vaishnava planet who aspects your ascendant. We've also talked about yoga's inclining you toward renunciation. That is Saturn aspecting the sun, moon, and the ascendant, and the lord of the ascendant, all come under the influence of Saturn in your chart. So you have a great capacity for self-control and to restrain the senses and to act properly within the guidelines of the Shastra and the Guru. Mars and Venus make a strong connection to each other, as well as the moon. Mars, Venus, and moon all have a strong connection to each other, which represent the need for female companionship and sexuality, and therefore to enter into household life in a balanced and regulated way. We also talked about career, professional leanings in your chart through Mercury as well as through Mars and Saturn. Right now we are running out of room on side A of the tape, so let's switch over to the second side and we will continue our discussion there.